When you say Bonnie Friedman, I think that she is the most friendliest person, extraordinary. She's always there to help, to donate her time, her energy. She's just like Queen Esther, beautiful on the outside, but most importantly, inside.
She was a member long before I came here, had deep attachment to Rabbi Lewis and to Temple Beth Shalom, going back many, many years.
This really is home for her. She had her 80th birthday party here. She could have had it anywhere, so I think she's most comfortable and happiest when she's at TBS.
There is a social hall that bears the Friedman name. There are any number of programs to which she and he made contributions over the years, but Bonnie adds to that her personal presence.
I think Bonnie's integral to all that we do, and in so many ways represents all that's good about TBS. The way that she welcomes people into community, the way that she helps people literally physically to get here, to get into the building, whether it's Shabbat mornings or for a program that we're doing, and also the outreach that she does, the phone calls she makes, the letters that she writes.
Her generosity is just endless. She loves to be at every event. She's always dressed to the nines to the theme of every event. If the theme is 60s, she is decked out. She always just loves to have fun. She is so dedicated to travel, to enjoying, to supporting people. She just is this positive presence.
She always believed in giving back. We just always learned that there was another side of life. We didn't see the world as Cherry Hill.
I mean, where do you start? I mean, biggest supporter of anybody, especially her grandkids, but it's not just being a supporter, it's genuinely wanting you to have the means to be able to push it as far as it can go, because she wants to at least make sure you fought for it.
She's had a lot of problems in her life, and there was nothing that put her down. She went on. She was widowed very young. She had 4 children. She found this love of her life. She just went on where life could have just beaten her down and she could have given up, but she never did.
You know, Bonnie's generosity goes back a long way. You know, her husband, Nate, and her were always longtime supporters of the synagogue. And she really has a deep love for the synagogue. And you know, when she participates in our Torah discussions, it's often to share stories about her family, about her mother, about her grandmother, about her husband, about her children. And it really helps enrich our Torah discussions and our conversations, but it really also speaks to who Bonnie is, which is someone who has a deep love for family, and not only her family, but also for the whole TBS family.
Bonnie comes to me every year and she says, okay, Ron, what do we need this year? What do we need to do? And it could be a project, it could be a program, whatever it may be. She's willing to give, and she gives generously.
Bonnie works every Wednesday, and she works the gift shop, very dependable.
The thing about Bonnie that really makes her just incredible volunteer is her excitement and love for TBS. It comes out in everything that she does. She wants to help, she wants to volunteer, she wants to support TBS, and then she wants to share with you why TBS is so important to her.
She volunteers for everything. So as soon as I started here and I needed to look for people to help out, whether it was with membership or social action or any event we had, Bonnie was always the first person to be willing to volunteer. She says she'll do anything we need, anything we ask. She's done dozens and dozens of bag deliveries. Bonnie is just one of my go-tos.
Another place where we see it in the congregation is when Bonnie, the last couple years being on the board, was in charge of helping assigning the greeters and the gift givers, which meant that Bonnie was often giving the gifts. She really gave a wonderful gift, and I'm not talking about the presents, but the speech that she would give or the talk she'd give to the students when they became bar bat mitzvah was always very heartfelt and always really meaningful, and it was really a way in which also showed how much Bonnie loves sharing in the joy of the congregation and how much her joy is a part of our joy.
She has a ginormous crush on Hugh Jackman.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create some.
She has an utter love for that man. She obviously talented beyond getup, but like, come on, he's a 6-foot-something Australian man with ruggedness. Who wouldn't love that? But also, she's seen him twice on Broadway stages.
Bonnie's always the first one to come up to you at Kiddush, to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, to give you a hug, to compliment you in some way. And certainly when I first arrived at TBS, she was one of those open arms that welcomed me and introduced herself right away and said I'd be seeing her a lot, which was true.
I think the Jewish community has saved her, and she has helped the Jewish community by giving back to them. She is so proud of being part of the synagogue. That is her life there.
Every year she comes and she wants to support something we do. Maybe it's a program, maybe it's an initiative, helping get our new machzorim for the High Holy Days, our new Sidurim, our new prayer books for Shabbat, helping and bringing in a sofer, to scribe, to do a program with us, to so many other ways. She really understands what we're trying to do here, and she really wants to support it.
My father was at the time, she tells me, one of the biggest contributors, I think, in the synagogue. And he got that last honor of carrying the Torah from the corner of Crescent and Cropwell. And he brought that Torah in, and she was so happy watching him. She loves picking up people who are less fortunate physically than she is and bringing them to synagogue every Saturday.
When I think of Bonnie, one of the first teachings that comes to mind is a famous teaching from Pirkei Avot, where Shammai is attributed as saying, make your study of Torah fixed, speak little and do much, and greet everyone that you meet with a smile. And I think those lessons is Bonnie defined. Bonnie is someone who's here every Shabbat, has made her study of Torah fixed through her participation in our Shabbat morning services, and she's always adding comments and commentary to our Torah discussion. And the last one, speak little. Maybe Bonnie does a little more than speak little, but I know that whenever Bonnie speaks, people listen, and it's really appreciated.